Hey guys, welcome back to Chats with Chizzie. You already know the American vibes. We are kicking off this episode hot, okay? And what I mean by hot is that, look, y'all, the feedback I got from the last episode was literally amazing, y'all. I am very, very shocked. Americanly shocked by the feedback that I got. I had people texting me, I had people DMing me. I was like, okay, y'all really messing with your girl. Okay, go ahead then. Period. As you should. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I was very, very shocked. Let me show you what I mean. Exactly. Exactly. Y'all, when I tell you I was literally just so blown away by the feedback. Thank you guys so much for everyone who decided to support me, show me some love. Y'all are very delicious and very yummy. And I even got some feedback. Some people were telling me that I should be like uploading once a week or even twice a week. And thank y'all so much for the feedback. That was very yummy. I'm not gonna lie though, I am not in a place right now to be doing that. Like, it's clearly hard for me to be consistent. So I will be uploading every 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to make it every 2 weeks. So yeah, y'all gonna get an episode with me every 2 weeks. Just keep on the lookout, okay? Thank you. And if you're not already, go ahead and do me a favor and subscribe to the American channel. Just kidding. This is not just for Americans. All right. UK people, all right? Am I right? Nigerians, right? Ireland. I don't know why I just brought up Ireland. You know the vibes. Anyways, what is up with y'all? Look, today we got some spicy, yummy, hot topics to talk about. But first, like always, we are going to start off with songs of the week. Yes. As you already know, y'all, your girl is obsessed with music. So, of course, I gotta dash in a little bit of something for y'all. Look, if you have any song suggestions, any songs you want me to listen to, please drop it in the comments below. I will literally take it seriously. I will listen. And it might even be featured on my next podcast episode. Come on, somebody. Who's with me? So, first up for songs of the week is In the Air by Destin Conrad. Look, Destin Conrad is a gift, okay, from heaven, because this song is just so very delicious. And the reason why I think it's just so yummy, not obviously because it sounds great, right, but also because I love hearing things sometimes from the male perspective, because I don't know, just something about it just hits a little different. Like, what do y'all be feeling? What do y'all be thinking? You know what I'm saying? I feel like this song really embodies that to a T, as well as a very delicious melody. Okay, thank you, that rhymed. So go ahead and check it out, and I think I'm gonna start actually linking my Spotify down below. I literally have over 100 playlists, so literally music for every single vibe is there. It's available. It'll be linked below, so go ahead and check it out. Okay, song number 2 is Olympus, Not 3 Not 2 by Mofe. Look, I'm gonna put y'all on to something, because Mofi is that guy, okay? He is that guy. And so Mofi's one of my very, very close friends. He's one of my best friends. Love his music, man. He's seriously a good artist. And I'm not saying this because he's my friend. I'm not that girl. If your music sucks, I'm not gonna say jack. I'm not gonna let you know, but I'm not gonna say jack. Thank you. All right, his music is literally it. So like, Olympus is such a vibe, okay? Sometimes I bet you feel like that. Sometimes I bet you feel like that. Yeah, I don't know. It just hits a little different, because it's like, especially when it's someone you know and they're in their craft and they're doing the dang thing. Like, why would I not support you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so y'all go ahead and check that out, because that mug is so delicious. It's just such a vibe. Last but not Americanly least is Stacy by John Vinyl. I think that's the way you pronounce it, but Stacy by John Vinyl. This song is literally the bee's knees, y'all. I'm telling you. Last time we talked about how I've kind of been trying to figure out my dating life, and I feel like this song literally just it just speaks to my situation in a way, I guess. And it's just such a sweet song, and again, it's from the male perspective, so if you're looking for a delicious, lovely bop, go and check these songs out, okay? Thank you. And that's it for songs of the week. Oh, I almost forgot. So I want to shout out Micah because he actually suggested to me a very delicious, yummy American playlist. I keep saying American. I just want to say, y'all, there are some quirky terms that I be using. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I use terms where they may not necessarily fit. So you keep hearing me say American, but I don't really mean American, but I kind of mean American. I don't know. Y'all will figure it out as time goes. But yeah, I be using some weird terms like that. So just excuse that. Actually, no, this is my podcast. Y'all will listen to me. Shout out to Micah for for sending me this playlist. It's a very delicious playlist with all the Christian bops. You can't say Christian music is boring anymore because it's literally not. And that's coming from me, who I take my music very, very seriously. So shout out Micah for sending me that playlist. And again, guys, if y'all want your music to be featured, if you want me to listen, please drop song suggestions below. What are y'all listening to? What's the vibes right now? Anyways, I want to know. Send it down. Links below. All that in a bag of chips. Thank you. All right, guys. We're starting off this podcast strong, and we're diving into dating in the digital age. Do I got some updates for y'all? Look, your girl got stood up. Yes, I did. Kinda, but yeah, but I did, like, if that makes sense. Anyways, let me give a little bit of background. So shortly after I uploaded my podcast episode, basically I was talking to this guy on there, right? Like, he seemed amazing. Like, I'm talking about ambitious. He was cute. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was giving. Seemed very well-mannered, good head on his shoulders type of vibe. And I was really feeling him. And so on my Hinge profile, and I would show y'all, but we'll get to that. Anyways, on my Hinge profile, at my very last picture is a picture of the Ratatouille rat, and I kind of put that there so, like, anyone who, like, scrolls on my profile, like, they'll know, like, I hate the term, but I'm a goofy girl. I love humor, so it's just like, yeah, I kind of put that on there. But anyways, he commented on that specific picture and was like, what's going on with the Ratatouille rat? And we kind of kicked it off from there, and the conversation was great. Like, it was such a vibe. I really, really enjoyed it. And then not only that, but within the first couple of days of talking, he was asking me questions like, hey, what are some good things to do in Dallas and this and that and all that. And I was just like, oh, like, you know, this, that, and that. And he was like, well, I'm asking because I actually want to take you out. And so I'm like, hold on. Chiz is about to go on her first American date. Yes, ma'am, I was. Okay. So I'm like, hold on. Like, you know, I'm really excited. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, yes, like, I would definitely love to. And he was like, okay, I'm looking at this place. What do you think? And I was like, this sounds good. He's like, all right, like, what about 6:30? So I'm like, okay, yeah, 6:30, good. And then we had it all set up, right? So it was fun, delicious and yummy. And I'm thinking, okay, what outfit am I gonna wear? Is he gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I just, all these questions were running through my mind because, again, I've never been on a date. Like, I've never dated anyone seriously. So this is pretty much all pretty new to me. And so I'm texting some of my friends. I'm like, girls, we got a date. What are we gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so the day of arrives, and we had been talking up until that time, but I noticed that the night before, I had said something and he didn't respond to me. But yeah, so the day of, what's it called? The day of, see, I get like that sometimes where, like, I'll be talking and then I just randomly lose my train of thought. Okay, so the day of comes and I'm like, okay, he didn't respond from last night. So a couple hours before our date, like, I messaged him and I was like, hey, I hope you're okay. And I'm also wondering, like, you know, are we still on for tonight? So he doesn't respond for a fat couple of hours, right? And I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, okay, in my mind, and it's just getting me anxious, you know? Like, I don't like that. Like, you've been intentional really up until this point, so I don't understand what's going on, right? So yeah, he doesn't respond. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap. If he doesn't message me by this time, baby, we're not going out. Like, cause I gotta get ready. I gotta get delicious. I gotta look yummy. I can't show up looking like Boo Boo the Fool. I will not. Thank you. So I was like, okay, if he doesn't message me by this time, like, I'm not going. So that time passes, and, like, I've been feeling anxious. Like, what the heck? Like, you know, and I don't know if other, like, girls, like, y'all feel this way too, or, you know, even, like, the guys, like, whatever, right? But yeah, so the time for like the time I'd set like had passed, and so I was like, what the freak, like, so I'm not gonna lie, y'all, your girl did get sad because I was like, oh man, what the heck, like, here's this guy, he seemed interesting, seemed amazing, was checking, a good amount of boxes for me, and obviously, like, if I met him and he was checking more boxes, that would have been great. But I just was like, dang, dude, like, what the heck. And so probably about an hour before we were supposed to meet up, like, we were supposed to meet up like 7:30, so around, no, I'm sorry, 6:30. So around 5:30, like a little bit past that, he messages me and he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I've been stuck in like a work meeting all day and this and that and blah blah blah." And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, like, I was still kind of annoyed, because it's like, dang, like, they didn't let y'all pick up the phone, baby. Are you in jail? What's going on? Like, are they holding you hostage? Blink twice, okay? So I was like, to me personally, I was just a little bit annoyed, and personally, I didn't, like, I was like, should I give him another chance? Because he was saying, like, can we reschedule type thing, right? So I messaged my friends, of course, gotta hit the girls up, and I'm like, y'all, like, what do I do? Do I give this guy another chance? And they're like, honestly, like, the fact that he messaged you, told you the reason why, like, I think the consensus was like, yeah, I should give him another chance. So I'm like, all right, I guess, kind of thing. So I messaged him. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm actually free this day. But I just kind of wish that you would have. These are my exact words. Yeah, I'm free this day, but I really wish that you would have communicated with me a little bit earlier. So he actually did not reply to me after that. He didn't respond. And I was like, what the heck? And so, of course, like, I'm asking other people around me, like, my friends, I'm like, did I say something wrong? Like, did I come off mean? Like, is there something that I did? And that's the funny thing about dating. It's always, what did I do? And very rarely, very rarely do we take into consideration that sometimes it's just literally not a you problem. Sometimes it's the other person's issue. And so, y'all, like, I was kind of down after that. Like, I was like, dang, like, and that's the thing, y'all. I'm the kind of person who, I don't want to say gets attached too easily, but, like, I think, yeah. Anyways, y'all, my heart gets, I start to think, like, oh my gosh, what if this goes far? Your mind starts to go places, and you're kind of putting a little more expectation on someone the whole time we haven't even met. So it's just like, all right, like, that happened, and I was like, what the heck, like, and I was kind of down for a couple days, but it's just like, yeah. So after some talk, like, listening to some wise counsel, I decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna delete the app. I'm gonna delete Hinge. And that's pretty much the only dating app I'm on. And so I was like, yeah, like, I'm gonna delete this app because, like, I just feel like I'm not in a place right now to be doing this, and not necessarily dating, but let me not say I'm not in a place to be doing this. I don't think Hinge is, or really dating apps in general, is for me. I told y'all last episode, like, that's not my favorite form of meeting people. And after this experience, I'm not letting it ruin it for everybody, but, like, I just think I shouldn't even be on the app anyways. Or I don't want to be on the app anyways. Let me put it that way, because I just feel like, look, it just, after that wasn't the vibe. So that was not the vibe for me, y'all. Like, I was like, you know what? Look, I prefer meeting people in person anyways, and I don't need a dating app to meet somebody. Nothing inherently wrong with dating apps. Let me say that. There's nothing inherently wrong with dating apps, but it just feels like sometimes it's not giving. And then you think about how there's a bunch of people in the world that don't even use dating apps, so it's like, you'll really be okay. So I was like, I'm gonna delete it. I'm over it. I'm good. And I trust God, y'all. Like, I really do trust God. Like, I'm just saying, though, that, like, God can use anything and everything if he wants in order to help me meet my future spouse, right? So it's just like, is it by force? Really? Like, is it by force? Come on. So I was like, all right, like, I'm gonna delete the app, but I couldn't just delete the app, y'all. I couldn't just delete the app. First of all, I want to show you a little bit of more of what I encountered on Hinge. And I'm not bagging on Hinge, y'all. Hinge is just my app of choice, right? But I want to show y'all a little bit more of what I encountered on Hinge. All right, so yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, cause what the freak is this? If I can make you laugh and giggle, I can make them cheeks clap and jiggle. Hey, wait. What's your name, sir? Yeah. What the freak? Like, why? I'm sorry. When I saw this, I was like, dang. I literally was like, whoa. Like, this is a little extreme, don't you think, buddy? It's like, ew, tomato, actually. What's wrong with you? Y'all be sick in the head. I can tell you that. Anywho, let's go to the next image. Yeah, so this was ironic to me because I don't know, bro. Like, some of the people on these apps really be like, bro, what's going on with you? Is everything okay at home? Like, let's be for real. Like, come on now. So this guy, I forgot the prompt, but I think it was like, what's your goal or something? And he put, my goal is to get married, right? And have kids. So, that sounds great. That sounds awesome, right? I think a lot of people want to get married and have kids. But what took me out was this man got a gun relaxing in his lap. Baby, what are y'all? You gonna raise the kids with the gun? He's got an AR-15 relaxing in his lap. Baby, my kids are not coming around that. Let me tell you that. What is going on in America, y'all? What's going on in this app, for real? Okay, next up, because of course we got more. Okay, in this next video, how do I say ghetto in French? Getter, okay? Let's check out this video, because y'all,
Further ado.
like, this man is smashing a pumpkin. Like, why? Like, what were you expecting to prove with this video, man? Maybe what that got to do with me? I'm sorry, that just took me out. Anyways, yeah, that was just me personally. It was a little weird. So this next video is this guy doing his best celebrity impression, and he said he's doing an impression of Air Bud. I don't know what that is. I think it's a dog or something. Yeah, he says he's doing like an impression of Air Bud, which I think is from some movie, if I'm not mistaken. But when I heard this, it just took me out because I don't know what Air Bud is. So here's just this guy like doing a random dog impression, and I'm like, what's going on here? But yeah, look at this.
So this is gonna be Air Bud. I do dog impressions. So, hey, what's up? I'm Air Bud. I'm a golden retriever.
Bro, it's the seriousness in his voice. He was like, yeah, so this is gonna be Air Bud, like a dog impression. So, and you can hear him like in the back getting ready, like put on a scene. Like, he's like,
Hey, what's up, everybody?
you're a grown man. Baby, we were talking about human celebrities. I hope you knew that. Now I'm just messing with y'all. Anyways, yeah, what the freak is the right word? Am I right, guys? Of course there's more, right? You can't, there has to be more, right? So if you thought the cheeks clapping, jiggling was a lot, look at this one. So, what is this? I'm convinced that when I mention to people that I'm a Mason, they get intimidated or hella curious for some reason. Baby, why would they not do that? You're a Freemason. Baby, that's demonic. Why would they not get intimidated? What the heck? Niggas are part of the Illuminati. What's going on? Y'all see? I had to get off the app, bro. I was sick of this for real, man. And FBI, if you're listening, I was just kidding. It was a joke. I love America. Home of the brave and land of the free. So this concludes today's segment of dating in the digital age. So where am I right now? Like I said earlier, I'm giving it to God, y'all. I am choosing peace, really and truly. That's really all you can do, right? Like I said the last episode, I'm not discouraged by what my surroundings or what everything else looks like, because I know the one who can make it right. And so that kind of leads me to talk about another thing that I think is kind of a worry for me. I feel like in dating, there's little to no accountability. And I don't want to say specifically for men. Like, I feel like for men, oh, there's no accountability. I think I'm a girl, so I am speaking from a girl's perspective. Guys, you can drop your takes below, but this is a hot take. I do think that in today's society, there's little to no accountability. Um, especially with things like dating apps. And I think one thing I've learned over the years is that being surrounded by a good community of people who are going to encourage you, who are going to help guide you, who are going to speak wisdom over you is so important, especially when you're dating. I think you hear so often about people like once they find their boo, they find, the guy, they find the girl, it's like then they suddenly become really not closed off, but they kind of like keep to themselves. And so it's just them two and then it's just y'all together. But I think there's a lot of wisdom and juiciness when you kind of seek wise counsel outside of yourself, because then you have people who can keep you accountable. And I feel like with dating apps, like it can be really easy to kind of like, okay, well, I found this guy or I found this girl, and now like we're just gonna be all about each other and this and that. We're just gonna keep to ourselves and da da da. And it may not be like an intentional thing. Like y'all may not be trying to do that, but it happens. And I feel like when you have good community, let me put that in asterisks, because some of y'all be having some voices who would tell you, oh, if that man da da da. Dang, oh, relax. Actually, you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about the fact that, look, um, for those that don't know, there's a thing in the Bible called the fruit of the Spirit. So there are 9 fruits of the Spirit. Every believer should encompass and have these things, and it consists of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And I feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody, these are the things that they should embody. This is what believers are called to embody and to live out, right? Like these amazing characteristics. And I guess if I'm being honest, that's what I'm looking for in a person. Like, and not just solely that, but like that's huge. Like when you have the love, when you have joy, when you're peaceful, when you have patience, when you're very kind, when you're good, like you do good things, you're faithful, right? They're gentle, they have self-control, which is such a huge thing, right? Because why? Cheating is such a prevalent thing nowadays. It's so weird and it's so normalized. Like, can we talk about that? Like, I remember there was this thing on Twitter. There was like a season where people were like, oh my gosh, like no, like me and my bae are gonna look at the girl's butt together. Like, baby, that's not me. You shouldn't look at anybody else but me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like, why wouldn't you want someone to have these things? And it's just like, like self-control. Like, do you, like, even when you have that desire, like, let me not say desire. When you have that temptation, right? When you have that temptation to look at somebody else, or maybe to text back that person, even though you know that you're in a relationship and you know that they want you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to have the self-control to say, no, like, I love this person way too much, like, kind of thing. Love, like, are you gonna love at all times? Like, are you going to, even when it's hard, right? Because some people like to quit when it's hard, baby, and I'm not trying to quit, especially when it comes to marriage. This is the end all be all. Like, we are in this for life. There is no divorce, like, you know what I'm saying? So are you prepared to love at all occasions? Joy, life gets hard sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying? And joy and happiness are 2 different concepts. If you know, you know. And I should talk about that one day on an episode. But joy in all seasons at all times. But if I'm being honest, like, again, like, these are things that I can't find in just any random guy. It has to be a person who is led by the Lord, who loves Jesus, and who's willing to walk this out. Like, I'm kind of, kind of thing. And I feel like anybody who is a Christian and is walking in that, like, these are also things that you should look for, because they're amazing characteristics for someone to have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's just like, this is just what I want for myself personally. But yeah, so back to accountability, it's like when you're dating that person, when you're being with that person, if that person is not displaying like these traits, for me personally, like, let's say I'm dating someone, if they're not displaying the fruit of the Spirit, it's like someone in my community can look and say, hey, like, I don't think this guy is really like he's really coming up to your standard. He's living out what you need him to be, living out, like, kind of thing. And I feel like accountability, like, there's no accountability. Like, the fact that this guy could have just ghosted me, right? Like, and just like, and there wouldn't have been anything said about it. It's just kind of weird to me, I guess, because I feel like when you're in community and you're talking with them, you're being open and transparent about, hey, I just met this person, we're gonna go on this date. Like, I don't think a good community is gonna be like, yeah, like, just go ahead and ghost her. Like, no, like, that's sick and disgusting. Get real, get a grip, okay? So, yeah, like, I just feel like this generation really lacks. Let me not say this generation, because I'm in the generation too. Like, that doesn't mean I like accountability, but I'm saying, like, my people, we have to stand up. We got to stand up. There's just a general lack of accountability, y'all. Like, ghosting, like, the whole concept of ghosting is so crazy. Like, kind of thing. Like, why is that such a normal thing? Why is that so normalized? Like, that shouldn't be okay. Like, really, like, even if it's over the screen, like, this is a real person behind the screen at the end of the day. And you don't know what you're doing to that person when you just say, like, hey, like, or when you don't say anything at all and you just ghost. Like, that's crazy to me. And I feel like people should be more accountable to community, be more accountable to their friends or their family, especially when it comes to the concept of dating. Like, so yeah, that's just what I have to say about that. But whew, yeah. Anyways, the ghetto. So let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that we should have more accountability, that we should be surrounded by good community? Do you think that it doesn't really matter? Do you think ghosting's not that deep? Like, I want to hear what you have to say. And just, like, please drop it in the comments below, because I want to start a conversation about this. I think this is very interesting, and I feel like I just want to hear what y'all have to say as well. Okay, so next up, we are talking about self-love. Yeah, we are. Baby, and I got some hot American takes. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna like this one. Whew, y'all, self-love. I got some words to say. Look, self-love is one of those things, right? Like, it's so funny because, and this is a hot take. This is a very hot take. But I think often, especially in pop culture, when you talk about stuff like insecurity, or when you talk about, like, maybe someone, like, not liking how they look, I think we often talk about it in the context of people in their younger stage, like people in high school or even people in college, right? You often have, like, what's it called, media talking about or depicting, like, oh, this insecure 13-year-old or even 21-year-old in college who doesn't really know herself, and then she finds herself and da-da-da. But, like, I have a very hot take for y'all. I think that a lot of people don't actually love themselves. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about it. I think even older people struggle with loving themselves. And let me get to what I mean by that. So, self-love, right? I think in our let me not say in our generation, but I think self-love, when you talk about self-love, a lot of people will automatically, oh, I love how I look. Or I think especially now, like, you have a lot of people saying, oh, I love myself, simply because they've come to appreciate or like how they look. But I don't think self-love is just vanity. Like, I think that's literally just vanity. And I think that if you're saying how you love, like, I don't think people truly realize what self-love is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and, like, I don't think it's just based on how you look. Like, self-love should be something that stems from within, if that makes sense. Like, if you turn old and wrinkly tomorrow, and not that that's an issue to all the old and wrinklies out there, baby, you still hot, don't get it twisted, thank you. But let's say something terrible happened, right? And, like, your face just got disfigured, or you didn't look like what you look like today, like, you just look bad, right? Are you gonna stop loving yourself? Like, does it just end there? Or does your self-love go deeper than that? And I think that's a concept I've been pondering recently, because for a lot of years of my life, right? Like, I would say probably up until I was about 19, if I'm being honest, 19-ish, maybe early 20s, right? I struggled with insecurity. I struggled very, very badly with insecurity. I would even joke about it in high school and try to make it like a funny thing. But deep inside, like, I really did struggle with loving myself truly. And learning that like I learned along the way that like when my self-love was based on how I looked, that changed, right? Like you grow as a person, you gain weight, you lose weight, you get taller, your outfit styles might change, right? Like something what like you might get acne, like stuff like that happens or changes or whatever, like, and I realized that if my self-love was based on that, like it would never be consistent, right? It would never be actual true self-love. And I think when a lot of people talk about self-love, they're really referring to vanity. They love how they look, but like along the way I found that like my love for myself grew because I found myself, and I found myself in Jesus. Like, and once I had my foundation set on that, right? Like the Bible talks about having your foundation set on the rock, and that rock is Jesus. And when I finally um had my foundation set, right? Like built my life on the rock of God, like Jesus, then I started to realize, I started to grow into this love that didn't make any sense, right? Like even when I was, let's say I look dusty for the day, like let's say your girl did not look delicious, right? Like it's still like it became a thing where it's like it didn't really matter what I looked like. It didn't matter what other people said because I knew where my worth and my value came from. And I think that's real self-love. When you understand your value, when you understand your worth, and you realize that it can't change based on what other people say or even what they think, right? Like that's real self-love. And when I found myself in my creator, I found myself, and then the self-love came up, like, you know what I'm saying? Then the self-love grew. And it's not based on what I look, it's not based on how much I weigh, it's not based on how many guys hit me up, but it's based on the rock that never changes, Jesus. It's based on God himself. As I grew in my relationship with God, I started to realize like, hey, like I love myself, but it wasn't the world's kind of, or the way the world looks at love. Like it wasn't based on vanity. And I think, especially nowadays, right? Like you have like the BBL, the Kardashian look, the super pouty full lips, and people getting cosmetic surgery done, injections, things like that, because people are fighting so hard to love themselves. I think that's truly what it is. And hey, this is a hot take. You don't have to agree with me. You can think it's something else, and I'm open, and you're welcome to share that with me in the comments below. I really want to hear what you guys think because I could be wrong. But this is just what I've come to, the conclusion that I've come to. And you have so many people fighting to look a certain way, and guess what? In the next 10 years, trends change. The way people will try to dress will change. The way people will try to look will change, right? And so it's like this current Kardashian look, which is just so prevalent and popular. And I'm not saying it's just an inherently bad thing, but so many people are trying to look and be what they're not, who God didn't create them to be, you know? And so it's like you find yourself in a place where you really have that self-love, that it doesn't really matter what the trend is. It doesn't really matter what people are looking or dressing like, but you know that, again, like your worth doesn't come from the way you look or the way you dress or how much money you have. But for me, again, like I found it in my creator. Look, if you got cosmetic surgery done or some type of, just body enhancement, like, okay, like to each his own, kind of thing. But like ask yourself why, or like if you're considering that, why? Like, is it because you're not happy with yourself? Is it because truly like you have this insecurity within yourself rooted down deep, kind of thing? And look, again, y'all, this is a hot take, so y'all may not agree with me, and that's okay. I'm totally open to discourse about this, but this is just the conclusion I've come to. And I think that a lot more people than we think get these things done out of insecurity. They get cosmetic work done or body enhancements done out of insecurity because they don't truly love themselves. And so, yeah. Whew, that was a lot. This has been a very yumptious and delicious episode. Again, y'all, drop song suggestions, hot takes of your own, comments about this episode and what you think. Like, where do you think self-love comes from? I want to hear. I want to know. What do you think that, or why do you think that so many people get cosmetic surgery done? Like, is it truly because they just genuinely want to look this way, or is it coming from insecurity, or like what could it be? Like I really want to hear y'all's takes on this, so please feel free to drop your delicious discourse in the comment section below. That is it, y'all, for today's episode of Chats with Chizzie. Yeah. As always, you can find all my socials and my Spotify profile will be linked down below. Thank y'all so much again for joining me. Again, I'm really, really excited for this, guys. And yeah. All right, guys. Have a delicious and wonderful day or night wherever you are. Okay. Thank you. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.